extra time.
Big takes. Next World Cup is in India in 3 years' time, 4 years' time. How confident are you that you and Aaron will still be over in the batting come then in India?
I think we'll speak to our wives first. We'll both be 36 or 37. I've got 3 kids. Hopefully that's the last one. But anything can happen in that 3 years. You've got form, wives, family. Take one step at a time. We'll look to the next game in Rajkot. We actually spoke about this in the team meeting about not thinking too far ahead, but we've got a great bunch of guys here that potentially with our senior players can make that World Cup. So in looking forward, I'd love to be there, but there's a long road ahead. We've got to obviously win games, perform as much as we can, keep our own form. But yeah, look, if I'm here, I'm very fortunate that I've got a good wife.
David, you played so much in India. How does it feel to have this kind of a win wherein it's been really completely steamrolled the opposition?
Yeah, look, I haven't played many one-day games here in India, and I've missed a few tours, and even the tour a long time ago, I didn't get selected. I was dropped in that period, and I love coming here. I love playing cricket. I love the fans. I love what India brings. You always feel like you're always welcomed here with open arms, and we've got so many resources here. You've got great netball and great staff, the venue staff. It's absolutely fantastic, and the facilities are second to none. It's very rare you get to go out in the middle and practice. And we're ever so grateful for that. And, I think every single nation that comes here will say the same thing. We've got a great game of the IPL, great tournaments there. It allows us to go out and, compete on Indian wickets, and you've got a lot of, as I said, a lot of net bowlers and resources to get better in these conditions. I think every player is adapting to that, and the wickets are always great. And I'm just glad I'm a batsman and not a bowler.
You and Aaron
Welcome.
You and Aaron.
Then you spoke about preparation. How do you prepare for someone like say Bumrah and Kuldeep who are both sort of unorthodox in their action? How do you get about preparing for these kind of bowlers?
It's about being nice and still. I can't imagine someone like Brett Lee running in from almost a boundary and just sort of staggering in, and then all of a sudden 150 kilometres an hour. It takes a while to get used to, and that's. It's great skill from Bumrah. That's how he's always bowled as a kid growing up, and you've just got to watch real hard. He's got great change-ups as well. So I think for if I'm to give any advice, and I take this as well, he's got to be nice and still. His bouncers surprise you, his Yorkers surprise you, and then when he bowls that change-up, it's very, very difficult. And it's like when Lasith Malinga at his prime, he bowled 140 kilometres and swung them in, but you knew you were going to get a Yorker or you knew you were going to get a bouncer, but it was how were you going to play that? And that's why they're so unique. And obviously with Kuldeep, he's got great change-ups as well. I find that he's bowling a fraction slower these days. Quite different to, say, a Rashid Khan, obviously, who bowls at 100 kilometres an hour. But under lights, I think left-arm Chinamans are very difficult to pick.
And how's the way? You looked a little bit ginger when you walked in. And also the 2 blokes below you, Marnus and Steve, they won the bat and they didn't get one. How they feel?
Stuff him. Yeah, look, I actually just said before, I said Smudger tried to bump himself up the order to get a hit and he still didn't. We've got a bit of, pseudo cream there for him to, a bit of pad rash. But, yeah, look, I'm a little bit tight in the knees from running between wickets this summer. It's been a long summer. It's been a entertaining one out in the field running between wickets. And I said to Finch, it's been a long time since I cramped up, and I was cramped up a little bit in the calves. First time I played a 50-over game as well, and it's a little bit humid. And obviously the training leading in, I think extra fluids for next game if I'm going to spend every minute of the game out there.
David, was shot making slightly easier in the second innings? Was a rotating week of the pitch and your bowling performance?
Was what picking?
Was shot making easier?
Oh, shot making, sorry. No, well, I always think when you come to Wangkaddy and we had our first training session on the lights, it always swings and there's a little bit of seam movement. And fortunately tonight, I think they overpitched quite a bit to Finchy, and he was able to get on the front stool and put them away. And they're the days that, as a batsman, they're not going to the fielders and they're going in the gaps. And one or two of those that go to fielders can, put you bit back on confidence. But tonight was making the most of those over-pitched deliveries, and we got off to a good start. And I think the most pleasing thing for me at the other end was seeing Finchy transfer his weight into the ball very well. He talks about not doing that as consistent, but tonight was probably the best that I've ever seen him bat. And credit goes to him. The way that he played was fantastic. But, as I said before, it was just great to have that winning partnership and be clinical there and none down.
It didn't seem like Australia was playing its first ODI in 6 months. So what has gone through that? Was it you have come from a test series or with some other players from T20? So specific preparations for ODI, how is it?
Yeah, for us it was about coming over here and trying to make our mark from where we left off in the World Cup. We didn't play well in that World Cup semi-final. We all walked away, thinking and what could have been, how could we have dressed that better, how could we have started better, and we quickly forgot about that afterwards. And yeah, it's our first ODI this summer, and it's away, but for us it's about trying to put clinical performances on every time we go out there. And I think we've got a great unit, got a great bunch of guys together, and we feed off each other very well. We've got a great bowling unit, we've got pace, we've got spin, and our batting, we've got great depth, we've got power, and we've got sort of guys who work it around in the middle as well, who can accelerate and go when they need to as well. So I think at the moment we've got a great stability, and it's good to see.
Two of the biggest partnerships against India in India. What is it about batting with Aaron that makes it so successful for you? And was there something you two were talking about out there? Was it maintaining the force that you were playing with, or was it being there at the end? What exactly were you and Aaron talking about?
Yeah, look, we complement each other on the field, but we're great mates off the field, and I think we know each other's games so well and personalities that we can have honest conversations when we're out there. If we're playing shots that we wouldn't, we'd reassure each other about that. It's purely we complement each other. It's just great to go out there and play the way that we do. When he's going, I know what my role is. When I'm going, he knows what his role is, and we communicate that straight away. And I think that's the best thing about our partnership that works very well. And it's great. I absolutely love it. He loves it, and hopefully, we can keep looking forward to that next World Cup.
If I could just ask one follow-up question on a lighter note, has there ever been anything more bizarre than a kite delayed play in the middle of the game?
Well, it is the Kite Festival today, I heard. So, it's very bizarre. I got caught on the spider cam, and I thought it was a little bit dangerous. And Boomer decided to come out and just snap it, and I said, that's some poor kid's kite. But yeah, it's very bizarre, very bizarre.
More better than the last few months, and I guess how happy are you that there's still a few more months left this summer, whether it be at home or in India, New Zealand, South Africa, or wherever? Yeah, look, I was hitting him well in England in the nets, just couldn't get a run on the board. But look, for me, it's about I got a hunger and desire to score runs all the time, and I look back at that little phase there, and it was just a small hiccup. And as I said, I wasn't out of form, I was out of runs, and I'm really making the most of it at the moment. My feet are moving well. I'm getting my head over my front leg, weight's going through the ball. All those small things are actually coming into play. And when you're in that kind of sort of form and touch, and everything's going well for you, you've got to make sure that you're practicing the same, you're doing all the hard work. And I think I look back at the beginning against Pakistan. I trained a lot leading into that first Test match. JL, noted to me that I'd been batting for almost 2 hours every net session, which is unlike me. But I didn't play that Shield game leading into it, and I felt like I needed to bat time. And I think it held me in real good stead for the summer. And those first 2 Test matches there, as much as I enjoyed being out there and batting and scoring those runs, it was the training that I was actually enjoying a lot as well, because I was batting a lot of time. Poor Sriram, our spin coach, was wanging to me every single day, and I got to thank him for that, because a lot of time and effort goes into it, and it's not by fluke that I'm coming out here and doing what I'm doing, but as a team, what we're doing is phenomenal, and I think we're just riding this sort of wave of good form and clinical performances with bat and ball.
our fielding needs a little bit of work. But look, I think tonight was a great effort.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.